Joining us today is going to be Will Ortman and Jack Bentley. They're going to help us go through our 4 chapters. And today's 4 chapters are going to be questions and answers that people ask about company orientation, paperwork, and onboarding process. Next chapter we're going to talk about is your job-specific training and the resources that are going to be available to you. We're also going to talk about living in Tahoe and you know what things to expect while living in Tahoe and how to be more successful. And then finally, our 4th chapter is going to be talking about the perks of the job. So today we're going to go through a fair amount of information. And if we're going a little too fast for you, don't worry. We're going to record this webinar and it'll be available for you later on demand so that you can come back and review it and then get some important information that you might be looking for. Also, too, if you have questions that we don't bring up and answer to you, there should be a text box below here in this webinar that you can go ahead and please enter your questions into the text box. And then what we'll do is at the end of the webinar, we'll come and answer those questions for you. Just really quick, we just want to make sure that if we're talking things today, the talking points are in general for all of you, whether you've been hired into the Burton Academy, the kids ski and snowboard school, the adult private lessons, all these things apply to you. So I want to go ahead and introduce Jack Bentley. He's going to talk to you about the company orientation and onboarding process. And welcome, and we'll get back to you in just a moment. And here comes Jack Bentley. Thank you.
Thanks, Marty. And yeah, like Marty said, welcome, guys. We're excited to have you on the team and looking forward to meeting you all in person very soon. So like Marty said, I'm going to talk about the paperwork, compliances, and the orientations that we have moving forward for your first day on snow and, for your first day as an employee and your first day on snow as well. The first thing that we want to talk about with regards to paperwork is your background check. And we've been in contact with most of you, and it sounds like you guys have already seen and completed the background check. So good job. That's a pretty important part of your onboarding process. So I'm glad we've got that out of the way for most of you. Let's make sure that if you haven't received that email on the background check, please let us know. We can follow up with that with our hiring coordinator and make sure that there isn't anything missing there. Also, just check your junk mailbox or spam folders, anything like that, if you haven't already. So that's really it with the background check. Next up is our new hire wizard. So once you have finished that background check and it's been gone through the process, you'll be sent an email which will invite you to complete the new hire wizard. This includes things such as the wage agreement, the first part of your I-9 information, tax documents, and other details that will allow you to start work on your start date. And your start date will be the new employee orientation, also known as an NEO here. This will be where you submit your the second part of your I-9 document verification. And also you need to make sure that you have to attend an NEO before you start your on-snow training. So it is an important part of our process. We also have a department-specific training, which will run just after our new employee orientation. And that has a more specific detailed part of where you're working. You're going to meet trainers, some managers and supervisors that you're going to be working with, and learn a little bit more about the products that we deliver here at North Star. So when we have our orientation, if you are skiing and you're hired as a ski instructor, please make sure you bring your ski equipment with you to this training, because we like to make sure that the equipment is safety checked prior to your on-snow training. This is something that we do as a Vail Resorts company. It's done at every resort, and this is just to ensure your safety on the hill. So let's summarize this segment. Please make sure you submitted your background check ASAP if you haven't done already. You will receive a new hire wizard email shortly after that allows you to complete part of the onboarding process. NEO and I-9 document submission will take place on your first day of work and department orientation. Ski check and employee IDs will also be submitted, given to you on that following day. Thanks for everyone here. I'm going to head it back over to Marty or Will, and they're going to talk about training and resources.
Thanks, Jack. Hi, guys. My name is Will. I'm going to talk to you guys about training. Once you have completed the 3 steps that Jack just covered, you will be ready to start your training as a ski instructor. The first thing you will need to know is the date of your first day of on-snow training. For most of you, That date was set when we last spoke, either with myself or with Jack or with Marty. But please reach out to us as soon as you can if we didn't set a date, or if you don't remember it, or if you have a conflict with any of the dates that we discussed. On the first day of your training, you will meet your trainer, who will guide you through our instructor training program. At 9 a.m., you will meet on the village stage located next to the skating rink in the village here at North Star. You will be grouped up based on your certification and experience, as well as your full-time or part-time status, and you'll then head out on snow. So be sure to bring all of your gear, like your uniform, your lift pass, your helmet. We'll send out a full list of reminders as we get close. But at that point, the different groups will split up a bit to cover their unique agendas. As a reminder, this on-snow training will be paid, so please be on your best behavior as you'll be representing yourselves, our ski school, and our resort. During the on-snow training, you will learn about our day-to-day process, including meeting times, the locations for your job, the pacing of lessons, how lunch works, what a cookie break is, how to check your schedule, and what to expect during parent end-of-day wrap-up. Your trainer will also cover how to maximize having fun with your guests and what to do if a guest has an accident or gets separated. They will also be able to answer any questions that might come up. For those of you who are non-certified or inexperienced, you will also be taught how to teach guests to progress from being a first-time skier to linking wedge turns on mellow green terrain. You will learn how to teach guests with different learning styles, different cognitive, affective, and physical traits, and most importantly, how to provide a safe environment for yourself and for your guests. If that sounds like a lot, I know it can be a little overwhelming. Don't worry. Not only will your trainer take you through every step of your day as a ski instructor, you will also have the opportunity to practice with your peers and to spend some time shadowing a real life lesson or lessons to see how the pros apply what you've been learning. With all that training, everyone should be up to speed and ready to go for the winter break holiday period, which for us starts in late December. That period wraps up middle of kind of early January. And at that point, we will provide additional training that is specifically tailored to help you pass the first level of certification through PSIA. The Professional Ski Instructors of America, PSIA, is the governing body for ski instructors in the US, and they are the source for most of our teaching philosophy and methodology. They have a variety of great resources available, including some free online learning content. So if you guys are jonesing to get started, feel free to check them out at thesnowpros.org. We can type a link into the chat in a few minutes here if you guys are interested. The last step in the training program will be to complete our online safety training. This is essentially a video that will be emailed out to you from The Lift. The Lift is our online training platform, and they will cover common safety concerns for ski instructors, knee injury prevention, how to ride chairlift safely, all that kind of stuff. So once you get that email, please complete it as soon as you can so that we can get you guys started teaching with all the information that you'll need. Cool. So quick recap of the 6 points that I just covered. Number 1, first day of on-snow training, you will meet your trainer at 9 a.m. on the village stage. Number 2, you will be paid for all new hire on-snow training, so be in uniform and be on your best behavior. Number 3, training will take you through every aspect of your job that you need to know. Number 4, you will get to shadow a real lesson before you take a group of your own. 5, complete your online safety training as soon as you receive the link. And number 6, check out the PSIA. You guys can use them as a resource. Excellent. Next up, Marty is going to run through some local tips and tricks for living your best life in Tahoe. Marty.
Excellent. Thank you, Will.
I'm going to duck.
Here we go. Well, we realize many of you have either driven or already lived in the mountains and had a lot of experience maybe or maybe not driving in snow. We thought we'd add some tips and tricks for living in Tahoe specifically. Lake Tahoe is in a very unique geographical location, and that creates some interesting weather patterns. Sometimes it's not uncommon for us to experience 3 seasons in a week, and once in a while you might even experience 3 seasons in a day. So having a good weather app on your phone or your device is really important. Keeping track of the weather, knowing what the weather is going to do is a big advantage. And with that, as weather comes in and changes, it may be cold in the morning and go warm in the afternoon, or the warm in the morning and the storm comes in. So having layers is really important. Layers is key because you have good base layers, good wicking layers, and the mid layers is key. And the secret to those mid layers is having things with zippers. Because if it gets warmer, it's nice to take off your uniform jacket, unzip a mid layer that could be heavier or lighter, ahead and take one off. So having extra socks or a change of gloves, depending upon warm or cold. If the snow comes in wetter, you're going to want to have good quality pair of waterproof gloves. Using your sunblock is really important because the elevation up here and the sun's and the UVs are much stronger at elevation as at lower elevation. So even if it's a cloudy day, we're still getting exposed to those UV light. And so we don't want to get sunburned. Having good lip balm also helps as well. Another secret here, I think, is people don't think about is grocery shopping. While this seems like a no-brainer, shopping here in Tahoe can be tricky, especially during the holidays and weekends. And if there's a storm coming in and you're trying to shop the day before the storm, you're going to have about 500 of your closest friends in the same supermarket shopping with you. So go ahead and by knowing the weather, having a good weather apps, knowing the storms are coming in, and shopping ahead of time is really important. You want to think about having things in your car that are non-perishable, such as an extra water, because we do get some chain controls or storms or the road may close while they're plowing the pass. And so having a nice snack and some water in your car is really important. So the power does go out in Tahoe from time to time. So having things in your house that, for instance, if you have like an electric stove and the power's not on, you can't cook. Having things you can eat in the pantry that doesn't require you to cook them is going to be very beneficial for you. Thinking about things such as being more if you're a value shopper. I mean, in Truckee, Tahoe, in Truckee, Kings Beach, and Incline Village, you have all the major supermarkets such as Safeway and Raley's. We have some smaller local health food stores. So you can get a variety of your groceries that you need. But if you're a value shopper, you're looking for, say, Costco, or you want a Trader Joe's, those are both available in Reno and Carson City. Reno also does have a Whole Foods. But you want to keep in mind that that might be a day off project there, because that's about a 60-mile drive round trip going to and from Reno and Carson from North Lake Tahoe. So speaking of your car and driving, a good prep for your car is going to make all the difference. We have passes here that do require chain controls. And if you have a four-wheel drive with snow tires, they'll just bring you right through the chain controls, wave you through. If you have a two-wheel drive vehicle, you will be required to have chains. And so you can purchase those chains here locally. It's not a problem. They're easy to get. We'd recommend that you do practice putting your chains on in the convenience of yourself before the storm hits. Do that in the parking lot or the driveway, wherever you're living, because putting your chains on for the first time at the bottom of Mountain Pass while you're trying to get to work is just going to take too much time. If you do have your four-wheel drive, you want to have a quality snow tire, and it has to say either mud and snow on the sidewall of the tire. If it says all terrain, the individuals running the chain controls will not let you go through. In your car, it's always a great idea to have a quality ice scraper and a small shovel, because sometimes you get snow in front of your vehicle from the plows or just the snow accumulating itself. You might want to be able to dig that snow out to get yourself up on the road or out of the parking lot. As I mentioned, having extra water in your car in case you're sitting on a pass and you're there for a while. Many people, it's not uncommon for locals to have a good heavy blanket in their car and or a sleeping bag, because sometimes things happen and you might be sitting in your car for quite a few hours or possibly overnight if the road gets really bad and closes. So another secret to driving in Tahoe is have a half tank of gas or more at all times, because you never know when the storm comes in, there could be something happening. If you're coming to work and your car is already on reserve and you're sitting at the bottom of a pass waiting for the snowplows and your car is going to run out of gas, that really kind of makes your day difficult. Let's talk about housing really quick. If you haven't started looking for housing, now is a great time to do it. Those one-bedroom studio apartments are so sought after that they go really quick. If you want to be looking daily as well. So a lot of things get posted either in the morning or the afternoon. And so those are the better times to look, but you do need to look daily. You could find those one bedrooms, but again, they're really hard to find. The secret here is to use the social media pages that we're going to be sending you the links for, such as the North Star page, the Ski and Snowboard School Facebook page, the Truckee Tahoe People. We have Craigslist. Maddie Machado, she's going to be sending out some information if you already haven't received it. But you want to go ahead and use those networks and try and find some housing. People looking for roommates. And I just mentioned earlier that the secret here in Tahoe is that if you're looking for those 3 or 4 bedroom condos or homes, those are really more available than those 1 bedroom and studio apartments. So networking through our social media pages, finding other people, you can say, hey, I have a lead on a house. I need 3 roommates, or someone may also have a lead in house and they're going to be looking for a roommate. And that's a really good way to go ahead and get yourself some housing. So to summarize, or not summarize just yet, but thinking about rest. We're going to be out in the elements. So you could be out, it could be a very sunny day. The next day, it could be a cold day. It could be an overcast day. And while we're out on the snow and we're leading our guests around the mountain, we want to think about creating experience of a lifetime. We want to keep people safe. We want to keep people happy and engaged as we're leading them through the process of learning how to ski or snowboard. That can be taxing on you, can be draining. We're going to go through the holidays. We're going to work many days in a row. And so you want to take care of yourself. That old adage of getting the 8 hours sleep does pay off. Hydration at this elevation is really important. A good rule of thumb for us is to have 100 ounces of water a day to make sure that we keep up with our hydration. If you're sensitive to caffeine, be careful. Drinking those energy drinks have a lot of caffeine in it. If you're drinking those after 2:30, that could affect your sleep pattern at night if you're sensitive to caffeine. Also, too, your alcohol consumption at elevation. Alcohol consumption up here has a little different effect than down at lower elevations, and that can also affect your hydration. So thinking about what we just spoke of, you want to take care of your car, get your car prepared, have some quality snow tires, have a good scraper, some shovels in there and water in your car. Look for housing right now. If you already haven't started doing that, it's really important. It is prime season right now. There has been some mention of employee housing that we do offer. It is quite limited. And I would say it's a fair assumption right now that the number of people trying to get in that employee housing exceeds the beds available. So I wouldn't rely on that. You can pursue that, but also pursue other avenues as well. Take care of yourself, to rest up. There's things such as we have gyms in and around Lake Tahoe that NorthStar helps you get some benefits to, and some discounted memberships to. We offer free yoga in the village. We have like ACL Strong. Those are good things to take advantage of, and we'll send some more information to you on that. And shopping, shop ahead. You want to take care of yourself, get those groceries and grocery shopping taken before the storms and before the busy periods hit. So I believe up next is going to be Jack. He's going to talk about the perks of the job. And so I'm going to hand this over here to Jack in just a moment here. I'm going to queue up our cards for him. And Jack's coming in to speak about perks of the job. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Marty. There's a lot to do with the mountains. If you haven't ever lived or worked up in the mountain areas, then make sure that you listen to what Marty says, because you can get stuck in some awkward situations. But the best part about working for a Vail Resorts company is all the perks that you can get, and I'm going to introduce all those things right now. Again, this is recording, so if you didn't quite catch it or I'm moving too fast, you can watch the recording again, make a note of it, or just shoot us a message if you have any questions in the chat box there. So you would also think that skiing for a living is a big enough perk on its own, but at NorthStar we have a ton of these perks and deals that I'm going to share right now. And of course, the first thing I want to share with you is our Epic Lift Pass. That is free for you as an employee at Vail Resorts. That allows you to work to ski at any Vail Resorts properties. Your dependents and your spouse is also eligible for a free or discounted pass. So you can, on your days off, head to some other Tahoe resorts, such as Heavenly or Kirkwood, or you could even take a short trip out to Colorado, Whistler, or even Park City. So for me, I like to go to Colorado every quiet period in the middle of the winter and get to ski over at Vail and Beaver Creek and see my friends over there. And, it's one of the big highlights of my season. We also offer discounts on lift tickets. So you're going to get up to 50% discount vouchers for Vail Resorts lift tickets for your friends and family. So if they're not directly your spouse or a dependent, you can get these discounted tickets to your friends and family as well. Speaking of friends and family, we also offer free beginner lessons to those people as well within your family. And for yourself, we also offer pro deals. So several of our instructors and trainers are affiliated with a ski company, and they offer pro deals as reps to those companies. As a Val Resorts employee, you also get access to expertvoice.com. This is an online pro deal format where you get access to a variety of vendors as well. Also, if you do register to become a PSIA member, you'll get exclusive access to additional pro deals from many other ski and lifestyle brands there. So take advantage of those. Don't buy your skis or boots without making sure that you can't get a pro deal as well before you go and buy them before you become an employee. With regards to training, we offer the elective training after your new hire training is complete, and there's an opportunity for you to attend those all for free. These sessions can vary from freestyle certification training, free skiing, teaching in other languages, learning other disciplines like snowboard, telemark, and many more. If you want to do a specific elective training, let us know. If we have enough traction, we can do pretty much any training if there's enough traction to go with it. So going back to the certifications, once you successfully complete a PSIA exam or AASI exam or some accreditations, you'll be eligible for a full reimbursement for the cost of the exam, as well as a standard wage increase that goes with that certification. We also offer 50% discounts up to on food at Val Resorts food and beverage outlets. You also receive $5 employee lunches and $3 employee dinners on selected dates. Make sure you look out for those. We'll start to post emails and shoot them out on the Facebook pages when they're available. We also have an employee center. This is a great place to get free coffee and soft drinks as well. You can also buy convenience food there. There's also a microwave, a sofa and TV there for you to relax and enjoy a kickback at the end of the day. We offer an employee assistance program as well. This is an extremely important program that we're very proud of. EAP, as it's also known, is a confidential workplace service that Val Resorts provides. And the EAP helps employees deal with work-life stresses, family issues, financial concerns, relationship problems, or even drug or legal concerns. It's available to both you and your family to help keep life stresses in check so that you can be happy and productive at work. With regards to getting to work, we offer free employee shuttles from Reno, Incline Village, Kings Beach, and we also give free bus passes for the TART, the Tahoe Truckee Area Regional Transport bus service, and that runs around the Truckee and the Tahoe area. We also run free village shuttles around that North Star Village to help make your commute as easy as possible. So to summarize this segment, basically, you get a ton of perks working for us. You get free lift passes, discounts, pro deals, free training, free transportation, and consultation as well, making North Star an extremely impressive and attractive place to work. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you have any questions, put them down in the box, but I'm going to head over to Marty for the final wrap up for today's webinar.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. Hey, Will, we want to thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. You know, we've either reached out to you and via a phone call or an email. We've been communicating a lot about training. And we thought it'd be really nice for us to just put a face with a name. So when you get our emails, you hear us on your voicemail, or talking to us on the phone, we're starting to make that connection where you're getting to know us because we're certainly interested in getting to know you. So we've gone through our 4 chapters today, and these are the common questions and Q&As that we get from people joining our team. We talked about the onboarding and the company policies and orientations and getting you here. We talked about the on-the-job training that we're going to give to you. We want to hand that baton to you and give you the knowledge to have a great experience. So when you go out for your first class, you're more than confident. You know how to navigate the mountain. You know what our processes are. You know how to teach people. You know how to give feedback. And so there shouldn't be many questions for you going into your first lesson. We talked about living in Tahoe, getting your car prepared, shopping, taking care of yourself. And then we talked about, Jack just spoke of perks of the job. And these are all really good things and benefits you can take advantage of while being here in Tahoe and joining our family. So a fair amount of information, and we realize that. And like Jack just said, the webinar has been recorded. We're recording it now, and it'd be available for you later for view on demand. And then we're going to just take a moment now to make sure to see how many questions. If we have any questions in the text box below, we'll go ahead and answer those. So I'm just going to give colleague Will here a moment. He's going to check on some things. looks like we did a really good job. We surprised there's no one entering any questions in today, so thank you. You guys are either being really nice to us or you're going to email us personally. But hey, we just really want to thank you so much for taking the time. And again, if I miss anything and Jack or Will said anything, go ahead and reach out to us. We're here to help you. We care about making sure that you feel comfortable coming to North Star. And we'll see you real soon at company orientation, department training. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. Bye now.